Hello guys, hello everybody, welcome to Workout Wednesday with me, your coach for today, or your ride lead, however you want to look at me or consider me. Good to have so many of you here. We've got 95 already in the room, already in the house. I think that's a record number for 2.5 minutes to go, so should be a fairly big group today. So I am live on the Zwift Community Live Facebook page, so if you are watching there, holler at me, send me a question or whatever you like, anything you'd like to know, any comments, queries, fire away. The more interactive this can be, the better. Again, I'll try and answer as many questions as I can in and amongst the efforts, where I'll be in a little bit of oxygen debt, no doubt. Lovely, so we've got a couple of people saying hello. So yeah, my name is Matt Rowe, just to introduce myself for those who don't know who I am or haven't done these sessions before. So I'm a coach at Rowe & King. So Rowe & King are a cycle coaching company. It's helping you achieve your goals in the sport. So if you've got a bike, you've got a goal in the sport that you want to achieve, you're willing to work hard, and you can communicate in English, yeah, you're our guy basically, or girl. So yeah, we've got a minute 15 to go, and then we're going to get into today's session, and I'll give a bit of an overview about what the session entails exactly once we're up and running. But it's 45 minutes worth of quality training. We're going to really make sure we spend, every minute we spend on the turbo on Zwift today, we're going to get some reward for it. So all that hard work, all this blood, sweat and tears that we put in, we're going to make sure we're rewarded for it. So this is definitely a record size group, which is awesome. It'd be interesting to know actually how you heard about this session. Was it word of mouth, or was it the Zwift's promotion? Or we've done it before and you like it? Ottawa, Canada. We are global. Okay guys, sorry for the little head dip then, just making sure I could read some of the questions that have come in. So, first part of the session is warm-up time. So, although it's the easy part, it's easy. Some people may neglect the warm-up, thinking it's not important. But if you jump straight into competing efforts, you're going to struggle for a number of reasons. Firstly, your muscles just simply are not ready. They're not going to be firing. There won't be enough blood in your muscles, servicing those muscles with oxygen to enable you to complete a solid workout. So first things first, warm up well. And also your heart and lungs, if you haven't got some sort of warm up in, some sort of progressive warm up, your heart's going to be, not expecting anything too intense, and your lungs are going to be, burning, should we say. So yeah, warm up is critical. Every time you ride your bike, even if you're just riding steady, the first couple of minutes of your ride, as you ride out of town, maybe on the road, or as you start on the turbo, you should definitely spend at least 10 minutes warming up. If it's not too explosive a session, but if you have got quite explosive efforts, then you're better off spending more time warming up. So 20 minutes or so if you're doing some sprints. That's probably about right. It does vary from person to person, but today we're doing a 10-minute progressive warm-up before we get into the main part of the session. So today's session is 4 times 4-minute efforts, and each 4-minute block that we complete is to be completed at a low cadence to kind of develop our strength, our torque, and it's going to be completed at zone 4. So it's kind of a threshold effort, but at a low cadence. So low cadence is 55 to 60 revs a minute. So that's going to feel quite alien to a lot of people, me included. Because your normal cadence, most people typically ride 90, 100 revs a minute is kind of your, I guess, standard cadence out on the road, or say 80 to 100. Anywhere in that range, I'd suggest you are fairly normal. And so when we're riding at a lower cadence, there is a reason for it. It is to develop our strength. But again, it may feel a bit alien, a bit weird, but don't worry, there is method to the madness. So stick with it. So those who are on Zwift Community Live, thanks for the comments there. So quite a mixed bag of where you heard about Workout Wednesday, the Zwift promotions, the Zwift events, through knowledge of Rowe and King, through the main races, all good stuff. But yeah, coming back to the session, so these 4-minute blocks, we're working at threshold. So it's the effort that you could sustain for an hour if you absolutely had to. So it's just over 100% of it's basically your FTP. So it's what you could sustain for an hour, your threshold. We're going to do 4 times 4-minute blocks at that power output. And again, the specific watts that we're going to do will vary across us all. And that's one of the great features really of workout mode, is we've got 150 odd people here, and we're all going to be working around our threshold at a low cadence doing the same session, but we're not going to be split up all over the course. We'll be riding in one group together like a unit, like a squad. So stick together, guys. And another note on Zwift workout mode, if through the session you are finding it a bit hard, maybe your legs are just a little bit more fatigued than you thought, then on the left hand side you've got 2 arrows. You can press the down arrow to make the session a little bit easier for yourself. So you just reduce the amount of the percentage of the session's effort that gets applied to you. Conversely, if you're finding the session a little bit easy, perhaps your FTP is outdated, or you just got great legs today, you can press the up arrow and make it a little bit harder, but I'd probably counsel against that, because it's not a flat out effort this today. It's more of a controlled, concerted effort, and we're trying to work at a certain power output, so it is in a certain zone and there is method to it. So again, it's not sprint, it's working at threshold. So again, what are you going to get out of this session then, guys? So you got me talking to you here, and I'm telling you this is going to be a great session. But what are you going to feel? What are the benefits you're going to feel? Well, first of all, you're going to become stronger, and that's really the foundation, or one of the foundations of becoming a faster, better, more powerful athlete. First thing, you've got to be strong. Because without being strong, you're never going to be powerful. And you're never going to be fast unless you're powerful. So it all kind of works from strength up. You work on your strength, then your power, then your speed, and then you taper and hopefully perform in any given event. And again, it sounds quite a simple logical process to step through. But again, it all depends on what your goal is, as to how much, and your individual physical makeup and your strengths and weaknesses, as to how much time you should be spending working on each of those attributes. So strength, power, speed, and so on. To say it all starts with strength. So today is a perfect strength session. So we're going to be producing significant power output. So you're working at your threshold, which for all of us is hard effort. And to make it even harder, say we're going to be working at a low cadence. So you will be a generally fitter, stronger athlete, and this session is perfect for increasing your threshold. So for those of you who monitor your FTP, so your functional threshold power, this is perfect for it. So your FTP is, again, I'm sure everyone listening knows what it is, but again, that is your power that you can sustain for an hour. So we get that, we calculate that figure from a 20-minute test, and it's kind of well accepted that 95% of your 20-minute effort equates to roughly what you could do for an hour. So your FTP. So say we are working around that 1 hour power, your threshold power, for a total of 16 minutes at a low cadence. But by breaking it up, you're not doing one 60-minute block, as that will be very tough, especially at low cadence. But by breaking it up into four blocks, kind of bite-sized chunks, it's definitely manageable. But we can get a lot of workload done without it breaking you. Whew, starting to get warm now. Starting to warm up. So hopefully you've all got your fans on. And that's my cue. I just realised I haven't turned mine on yet, so bear with me. Schoolboy error. So fans on, towels at the ready, drink bottle at the ready, water bottle. Got some liquids ready because we're going to build up some serious heat during this session. So 30 seconds time, we're going to knock it back and have 2 minutes easy just to recover, have a drink and get ready for the first 4-minute block. And that first 4-minute block is going to be a low cadence, so if you've got erg mode enabled, it's going to do the hard work for you. You just got to sit there and ride. Let's just get through this warm-up, guys. Peter's asking, how come I haven't got the cadence and heart rate detected? Good question. Good question. Now for me, power is the holy grail, and I do tend to go off field, but I think power is that's the #1 metric I use. Cadence would be advantageous, so that'll probably, I think your comment will probably give me a kick up the backside to get a cadence sensor. So someone there has got tempted by the low cadence element, intrigued as to what that may entail. Well, when you ride at a lower cadence, it just helps you become a more efficient athlete. So you slow everything down, you can focus and think about your pedal stroke. So throughout the whole stroke, you can focus on pedaling down on the downstroke, scooping the pedals on the bottom, and then dragging the pedals back up on the upstroke. And you really need to slow things down to a low cadence to enable you to focus on your pedaling technique. Left leg, right leg, 360 degrees of the stroke. Just trying to recruit as many muscle fibers as you can. And again, the more muscle fibers we recruit, the more muscle mass we put on, so we get bigger, stronger legs. Simple as that. Okay guys, 5 seconds, we start block 1. So this is zone 4 threshold at a low cadence. Okay, good guys, just settle into this rhythm now. Again, this is not the type of effort where it's really explosive. So we're not going to go off like a rocket now. Just settle into it and let the duration of the session over the 4 minutes, let that do the work. But the critical bit here really, to do this session as designed, is to ensure you're pedaling at low cadence, 55 to 60 revs. There's a caveat I would give. If you start this low cadence part and your knees hurt at all, or you get any aches and pains, knock it back and increase your cadence to something more normal. We don't want anyone getting any bad knees or getting injured. You can complete the same session but at your more normal cadence, and you'll still get benefits to your threshold. There'll be slightly less focus on your strength. So focus guys, 360 degrees of the stroke now. Just pushing down, scooping around the bottom and dragging back up. That's good. And try and stay composed. Let all the power come from your waist down. So your legs do all the work. Keep your body still, nice and efficient. If you try and think about yourself out on the road, if you can ride along keeping your body still, that's less movement upper body, so you won't be wasting any energy, but also all those movements are inefficient in terms of your aerodynamics. So every movement you make causes a little bit of turbulence in the air. It's going to slow you down. That's good. A minute 20 left guys of the first block. Good effort. Like a well-oiled machine we want to be. Just soaking that workload up. You should be feeling a burn in your legs guys. Starting to produce that lactic. And hopefully you're getting a few burns in a few new places where you're recruiting muscles that you didn't know existed. Likely those, the hamstring, which people often forget to really drag the pedals up on the upstroke or the backstroke. Your hamstrings and your glutes are two huge muscles, so neglecting those is throwing it down the drain. Good job. 15 seconds to go. Okay, first block done. Let's knock it back now. Let's start to recover. Whew. Comment there from John about FTP and the way it's calculated. So you can calculate what your threshold is. So FTP, another name for threshold. So you can calculate your threshold a few ways. One, you go out and you do a 1 hour time trial. You see what power you can average. And that's the most accurate way of doing it. Problem being, you can't do it very often because it's so physically and mentally challenging to psych yourself up and really go out there and complete a solid hour at maximum effort That's really hard to do. So what we do is do 20 minutes. It's only a third of the distance. So now hopefully we'd all be able to G ourselves up and motivate ourselves to complete that more frequently than an hour for sure. Then whatever your power output is, we times it by 95%, or take 95% of that value, and then you get a figure. And if you've ever done a 20-minute test or an hour test, hopefully your kind of your threshold figure should come out fairly similar. In a way, as long as you're consistent in how you measure it, you should be good. So by your face, you've got a problem there with erg modes, for the sounds of it. Unsure what the problem is for you, but as you can see, I'm riding. Seems to be working fine for me. So it may be a little issue with your Zwift setup. Maybe the Bluetooth connection. I'm not sure. So guys, minute and a half left of this recovery phase, and you'll notice whilst we are recovering, it's not a total recovery, kind of a kickback recovery, and we are still pressing on a little bit. So guys, 50 seconds and we'll go again. So your legs should be pretty recovered now before we start the second block. And this second block is going to replicate the first block exactly the same. So 4 minutes at your threshold. So we're working on strength and your threshold. So we've got 5 seconds, guys, when you get into this next block. Okay guys, 4 minutes, here we go. So get your cadence right, guys. 55 to 60 revs a minute. Try and keep your body still. Just engage all those different muscles in your legs like a well-oiled machine. Just noticing I've got a lot of blue thumbs in my back pocket. So thanks for all the ride-ons, everyone. I'll try and share the love in the next rest period. So we got a question from another avid Zwift user, Alice Barnes, who's a professional cyclist on the Canyon SRAM team, who I know Zwift do a lot of work with for the Zwift Academy. So Alice is out in Mallorca at the moment training, and her question is, can you use gym alongside this session? So the answer, yeah, absolutely. So when you're in the gym, and the focus is developing your strength, of becoming strong, trying to increase your muscle mass, recruiting all as many muscle fibers as you can, and that's exactly what this session is trying to do. So I guess they both complement each other, but there is a bit of a duplication in the two. So you wouldn't want to do a kind of a diet of gym in this session a couple of times a week, but if you kind of done one gym session and this session a week. So that's 2 strength sessions. That's a pretty good start. So yeah, definitely complement each other, and there's definitely room for both gym and this Zwift workout in your weekly training program. So my words are getting a little bit interrupted now as the effort goes up a bit. So a minute and a half left for the second block. Just trying to absorb that workload, guys. Just soak it up like a sponge. And again, my legs are definitely burning now. Got some lactic acid in there that my body's frantically trying to recycle. And it's teaching my body to become more efficient. So when I'm throwing lactic acid at it, my body is now trying to figure out what to do with it. And of course it'll figure it out. It will recycle that lactic acid. And over time, I'm going to become more and more efficient, and I'm going to be able to produce more power whilst at the same perceived effort as my threshold increases, and I become stronger. Man, I'm sweating. Okay guys, 5 more seconds. So got a question there from Julio Swift, and the question is, it probably crosses a lot of people's minds, while you're in the office and work and you're maybe keeping an eye on Zwift Community Live or daydreaming about Zwift or training, is there anything you can do at your desk or in work to benefit your cycling? And the number one thing I'd say is don't go to the kitchen. You know, if your office is anything like offices I've worked in, it's always someone's birthday, someone's always trying to be the nice guy and bring in a box of treats, and it's very hard to resist. So yeah, don't eat those naughty things. But I guess the only thing I can really suggest in all seriousness to genuinely improve your cycling is core stability work. So while you're sat at your desk, you know, sit up, strong posture, just tense your core, and just try to hold that for maybe a minute at a time, or however long you can handle. And over time, that again, as your core becomes stronger, that will benefit your cycling. So at the end of a long ride on the road or on Zwift, wherever you do it, it's not just your legs that give way, it's your whole body. And with that, I'm talking about your neck, your core, your shoulders, your back, your whole body starts to get fatigued. And again, as soon as your form goes, your efficiency goes, and it's not good for your all-round health. So we got a question from Andy. Andy S from Team ODZ. What is the purpose of these torque efforts? So, purpose being, we're working on your strength here. So, again, Alice Barnes asked a question a minute ago about, you know, how does this relate to gym? And it's kind of you could look at it as a substitute. They're both trying to work on your strength. So this session, the low cadence torque efforts, trying to make you strong, so then you can go on later in your training program, you can turn that strength into power and ultimately into speed, all in good time, in a structured manner. You go through the right phases of a training program in a structured manner. You're gonna, when you do find form, you'll certainly hold it for longer, and the heights of your form will be dizzying. You won't know what to do with it. Good man, close lift. Up like this, tip it away. So guys, we've got 40 seconds left, and then we're straight into our third effort of the day. "25 seconds. So I'm going to try and drift back through the bunch, see if I can see a couple more riders. No, I think I'm going to stay at the front. Okay guys, effort 3, block 3. 4 minutes, zone 4, threshold, low cadence. You know the drill by now. Just settle into it nice and smooth. If you've suddenly seen a big spike and you're up doing 400 or 500 watts or something, you're definitely doing it wrong. Just ease into the session nice and steady. There's no need for that stamping on the pedals to start. Just ease into it. If you're not quite hitting the watts, just squeeze on a little bit longer or a little bit harder. There's more of a squeeze than a stomp. So there's no explosive element to this session. Should remind you also have a little drink. Again, it's a good idea to vary your hand position during these sessions. So when you're out on the road, you don't always sit on your hoods. If you're anything like me, you're constantly hoods, tops, drops, moving around. So when I'm moving fast, doing a bit of chain gang maybe, going down a hill, whatever it may be, I'm on my drops, because it's a very stable position and aerodynamic, so quite fast. When I'm going up a long climb, I generally sit a little bit further back on my saddle and hold on the tops. A bit more relaxed, kind of opening my body up where wind resistance isn't as much as a factor, and I guess in between that, just general riding, I'm sat on my hoods, kind of a halfway house between the two, between the drops and the tops. So 2 minutes left guys, just suck it up, absorb that effort. You know, on this minute now, which is just as important as the first minute and the last minute. Every minute's equal. Keep your composure, keep checking your cadence, check you're about right, check your power's there, and just sit there and just take it all in. Like a well-oiled machine. Nice and efficient. That's good. So we've got board pilot here asking a question. How many times a week should you be adding a strength element into your training? So board pilots assuming you ride 5 days a week. So it all depends on what phase you're in. So if it's your off season, or you're trying to build up and gain fitness, build your aerobic base and develop your strength, 2 or 3 sessions a week if you're riding 5 days. However, if you're in the middle of the season and you're trying to become, you know, strong or powerful and peak for an event, then you want to do less strength work. Maybe 1 session a week. But if you're in the UK now and you've got a summer goal, you won't go far wrong. 2 or 3 sessions a week. and they haven't all got to be max effort, balls out efforts. You know, something like this is more of a measured effort. Measured, not easy. Okay, good job. Woo! Nice. One more left, guys. One more left. With difficulty, Rich. So Drew Plonk, following the session in game. If you have got any knee pains, I said at the start of the session, you know, you got to be smart here. You can complete the same effort, but just do it at a higher cadence. So just ride at your normal cadence. So board pilot, absolutely. This doesn't have to be a standalone session. You can go out on the road for 3 or 4 hours and spend a portion of that ride doing this type of effort. So you can space the efforts out, kind of do one form of effort every hour, do them in a block at some point. All of that will work. So if you're in the middle of a crit series and you're trying to race, again, if you're racing more than once a week, pretty much all you're trying to do, just maintain that form. Because chances are, you know, you're going to be fit. If you've gone through a proper structured plan, you're going to be in a very good shape. So you're racing twice a week, so you're constantly building your form. There's only really space to recover and maybe complete one session on top of that, really. However, if you're racing and the goal of the racing is just to build your form, so you're not taking them too seriously, you're not really resting before them and trying to taper, you can definitely fit a strength-based session in around racing, especially short crits. You know, it's a very different animal to, you know, a big long road race, 100-mile, 160k road race or something, or a big sportive. If you're doing 40, 50 minutes, maybe an hour crits, you should be able to fit some training in and around the side of that. Okay, guys. Make sure you're drinking, guys. Drink up. "15 seconds, here we go. That's good, guys. Settle in. Nice and smooth. We're almost there, guys. So we've done 12.5 minutes so far of zone 4 low cadence torque work. 3 and a bit minutes to go. And let's make sure this 3 and a bit minutes is just as good a quality as the previous previous 12. Just soak it up, guys, like a big sponge. Absorb it. Now feel that lactic in your legs. Pain is gain and all that. Winter miles, summer smiles. Nice and efficient. Good, good, good. Good job. Nice even pedal stroke. Nice and smooth. Try and pedal around the whole stroke. And we're not trying to just stomp down here. Nice and efficient. So, in the last block here, guys, we've got just over 2 minutes left. And then we're into the warm down. So, stick with me for 2 more minutes. Hold your composure. Hold that effort. Good job. I know Zwift have built some animals, some wildlife into the game now. I haven't seen too much of it. I guess they're like Pokemon, pretty rare. I'm on the lookout now. See what I can see. Good job. 1 minute left. Stick with me, guys. Stick with me. Good job. Great efforts. Yeah, we're all in pain here. Going through the motions together. Support each other. Great efforts. And you're not alone with this. If you're on your garage somewhere, or in your living room, wherever you are, you're thinking, damn, this is hard. Look at me. I'm trying just as hard. And so is everyone else. "20 seconds left. Good job. Almost there. Boom, well done. Whew. Nice one, everyone. Good efforts. Good job. Well done, well done. 4.5 minutes left. Nice. So get some fluids down, guys, because you should have sweated a lot there. No worries, Andy. Thanks for joining. Thank you very much. Oh. So, severe, no problem. Thanks for coming. Thanks for joining. Ed, your pleasure. So guys, at the start of this session, I mentioned the importance of a warm-up. A real quality warm-up. Well, equally as important as the warm-up is the warm-down, the cool-down. Starting that recovery process, starting to shake some of that lactic acid, get the blood flowing around your legs, removing all the toxins, so that when you get off, your legs don't feel like bricks, solid lumps of lead. So after this, guys, we're gonna jump off, have a shower probably, and then it's about getting some food down. Now this isn't a hugely demanding session in terms of your glycogen stores. If you think about it, we've done 16 minutes of quality effort, and that's going to lead you to, or give you, significant physiological benefits and gains, but in terms of what's actually taken out of you, shouldn't be too demanding. And this is where, you know, we always say at Rowe King, our motto is all about training smarter, not training more or training harder. So, you know, what would be the benefit of doing another block of 4 minutes? To some who are really fit, then yet maybe a benefit, and you could argue for some people one less block may be a benefit. You may have dug a bit deep, but I think for the masses this is, you know, 16 minutes worth is probably about right, and there's no need to push on and do any more today. Just 2 more minutes left to spin our legs nice and easy, hop off, shower, maybe a protein shake, a recovery shake. Maybe you're lucky enough to have your partner's made you dinner. My partner hasn't, she's in Mallorca, sunning it up, so I'll be making my own dinner. John, no problem, thanks for coming. I'm glad you all enjoyed the live stream, a lot of positive comments, so thank you very much everyone. And if you have got any thoughts about how the session went, or any questions about the session in terms of the technicalities of it, the benefits, and how you can apply it to your life and your training, drop me an email and we can just converse over email, and I'll try and give you a view. Oh man, I've sweated a lot today. Thank you, Stina. Stina loves the talk workout. Thank you, Graham. There's one of our coached riders, Graham, who's joined and been very vocal through today's session, which means I guess he hasn't tried hard enough. I'm only joking, Graham. It's probably your second session of the day. Just loosen those legs. And if your legs still feel a bit stiff at the end of this 5-minute cool down, you know, by all means stay on a little bit longer, just for another minute or so at like 30-40 watts. Just tickle those legs over. You've barely got to be producing any force. Just rotate those legs, get them spinning, and that'll help with your recovery. That's Matt Rowe from Rowe King. Thanks for coming, same time next week. I'll see you there.